So hello guys, and welcome to another video. And Demeech and I are doing game chat through the Nintendo Switch 2, and we'll be playing a few games here like Mario Kart World, and later on Captain Toad with GameShare. But we're gonna discuss our thoughts on the game chat here, because I've used it a little bit with Anton, but is this your first time using it, Demeech, or have you used it a little bit before?
Actually, this is my first time using it, and I was
Okay.
going to have my USB camera ready, but the thing is, it would not work on the Switch 2. I have the Next-to-Go 1080p one, and for some reason it doesn't work, so I don't know what happened there. But everything else works, so yeah. I gotta say, my
Yeah.
first impression with the audio quality is that it's pretty much what I expected. Nintendo did
Yeah.
hype it up to be like better than you would expect. Like they did say that it had like some filtering where you could use it in the distance. Right now, I'm sitting from my recliner about 3 or 4 feet away from my TV, and everything sounds pretty good on your end. Although I agree with
Yeah.
the camera, it'd be really fun if I could use the camera on Mario Kart because it reminds me a lot of Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix.
Yeah. You can turn the camera on. I just need the position that my setup right now is a bit weird. It doesn't work with like the face view really, but it does work for like the regular view here. The camera quality. So these are basically my first thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. I think the camera quality is decently good, I would say. It's 1080p, which is better than my laptop's webcam, which was 720p. Kind of weird that my laptop has a 720p camera, but I'm glad that the Nintendo camera is 1080p. It looks pretty good, I would say. About the same as Discord, with how Discord removes the background. So
It's
I
very
think it,
reminiscent of Discord.
yeah. And also, my thoughts on the audio, I think it sounds decently good, I would say. It's not bad. One thing that I do think it does do well is, like, noise suppression, and also kind of balancing the audio if you're, like, sitting a little away from the TV. So, I think that aspect of it is done better, so... But I would say decently good overall. And camera quality is also pretty good. The one thing that I do think is weird, though, is the gameplay. When you're doing the screen share, that is kind of weird. It's, like, a really low frame rate. I can understand, like, it would be useful if you're, like, showing someone something, but it's not really, like something that you would actively be watching. It's, like, more something you would, like, kind of glance over.
I mean, I understand why they did it for like hardware reasons. It doesn't look great, but also Mario Kart's a very fast-paced game. What if there was a slower-paced Super Nintendo puzzle game we could play together?
Yeah. You want to play Kablooey?
Isn't that the first thing you would say when you got a Nintendo Switch 2 to begin with?
Yeah.
All right, let's play some Kablooey.
Yep.
So, do I need to go to my home screen and invite you to play Kablooey? Or you
Yeah,
invite
actually,
me?
I'll invite you. So I'll go into the SNES app here.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
Let's see. This is actually the first time I'll be playing Kablooey on the Switch 2.
Mine too! This will be a
Yeah.
moment to cherish forever. Tell your grandkids, ah, yes, I remember the Switch too. And I remember playing Kablooey with my pal Demeech on it.
I have to go. Okay. Play online. This is the main reason to play a Switch 2. You need to play it to get 4K Kablooey.
Right. I mean, there's no other
Okay.
reason to get a Switch 2. Why else would you
Yeah.
want it?
Hey, let's play some Kablooey on the Switch
This is
2.
what you want to get a Switch 2 for.
Yep. This is exactly how you use game chat for Kablooey.
Okay, I know this sounds crazy, but it actually looks really sharp. It looks super clean.
Yeah.
on the Switch too. I would not
This is
expect retro games to look noticeably better on a screen that's supposed to be, or like with the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, that's 720p. And I didn't really think that it was that big of an upgrade, but I mean, it's not that major, but it's still sharp. Looks nice. Playing Kabooi in 4K.
4K HDR, 60
It
FPS.
actually does look more bearable for a slower paced game for the GameShare screen.
I've played Kabooi so many times that I could actually get through these levels. I basically memorized what I have to press on each level, even though this game is extremely disorienting. I still, like, kind of know where to go.
It's not disorienting, you're just unlucky.
Oh, I already messed it up. Yep, I just got unlucky.
Speaking of unlucky, I did try out Pokemon Scarlet, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and wow, it actually runs like a modern game. Doesn't work
Yeah,
like one though.
yeah. At that point, it's like polishing a turd.
I will say the only Nintendo Switch 2 edition are like free. Oh, what the hell? It is disorienting.
You're just unlucky.
I will say the only Nintendo Switch 2 edition I didn't play yet is Super Mario Odyssey, which is crazy because it's my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, and
I
that's...
really wanted to test the games that nobody else was going to test. I
Yeah.
checked out New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe in 4K. So for those wanting to play New Super Mario Bros. U in 4K, definitely possible now.
But do you want to move on to another game now? Let's try
Yes.
out one with GameShare. So let's do Captain Toad.
What's cool is that I actually have it digitally because one day Walmart screwed up and listed it for $4.
Yeah, I remember that.
Partner Adventure?
Actually, I think
This
I
is my
sent it to you. I
this
think
is
you'll
my
get an
first
invite for it.
time. Can you do
Okay.
this for someone who doesn't have the game? Like, let's just
Yes.
say,
I
really?
try. Yeah, I actually did it locally yesterday with my brother with his Switch Lite. We played 3D World.
Yeah, but can you do it online?
I think you can. I think I did it with Anton. Let's see.
You want to check out the? I was gonna say maybe the. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the purple toad I was telling you about. Okay, so on my end, it's like really blurry. It
Hmm.
doesn't seem to be running too well. I'm sure on your end it's fine. But what I'm assuming the tech is that it's using like some form of cloud gaming.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's definitely not the full resolution, but I can tell that like with the GameShare thing, you can play pretty much any game online, but unfortunately performance won't be ideal.
Let's see.
Should we go in separate directions since we have our own screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever I play this in co-op, sometimes it's a little tricky because you always have to be on the same screen. But if you
Yeah.
have your own screen, this is actually like one of the perfect games to incorporate GameShare with.
Yeah. Let's check out a different level here, since one that would maybe be a little easier with 2 players. We'll try like one of the earlier levels. But it's
Or
really
we could
cool
try
that
an
you could...
Odyssey level.
Yeah. Actually, an Odyssey level would be great. I find it a little disappointing that they didn't really have too much Odyssey representation in Mario spin-offs. Captain Toad was really one of the only games that actually had like a substantial amount of like Odyssey references in it.
Yeah, it's interesting what happened with Odyssey. I guess it's just a different era of Nintendo where they're not too focused on representing like the main game stuff like that. Shame too. I think that
Yeah.
explains why we don't really see characters like Cappy and I'm assuming Prince Florian being the spin-offs and such.
But yeah, this is actually, I think, like the first way you could actually play Captain Toad online, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it works pretty well. The resolution is not the best. It's pretty fuzzy, but it works. It works.
Yeah.
Like this would actually be great if you want to introduce your friends to games, give them a little bit of a preview of it where they don't even need to buy the game to experience it. Because Captain Toad is one of the most underrated Nintendo games. And if I can
Yeah.
like share it with my friends and give them a demo of the game, that's really cool. Although I think there is a demo on the eShop. But let's just say there isn't one like for Super Mario 3D World. Although to be fair, I think most of my friends have played 3D World. That is not what you would call an obscure game by any means.
Yeah. Nintendo's pushed it out quite a lot.
Switch is actually perfect for it. I think it's a much better platform for the game than the Wii U.
Oh yeah, I agree. I would even say Degree Captain Toad works like really well on the Switch too, but I know it did have those features that made sense for the Wii U, but like with the fact that like the Switch is both like a handheld and a home console, Captain Toad kind of seems like a game that would work for like both types of consoles. So
It was also on the 3DS.
yeah,
That's a little more of an obscure thing about the game. But I actually have it. It's pretty good.
I
It's
think it's
actually
pretty
pretty
cool.
novel seeing Odyssey on the 3DS.
Yeah. And I think it was pretty cool that I was helping you out with motion controls too, like with the gyro there. Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh.
Oh no! Don't
There.
worry. Leave it to the purple toad. Stay perky.
Yep. But let's try out one more game that actually uses the GameShare feature with Fast Fusion. So I'll go ahead and open that up. I will be doing a review of this game soon, because I think this is really underrated and one of the best launch titles for the Switch 2.
I'm gonna see if GameShare like it works.
Multiplayer, GameShare.
How was it locally? Like, was the quality the same locally? I would assume it would be.
Yeah, it was on a Switch Lite, so it was hard to tell, but it worked pretty well. This is one game that would be really nice to share with like other people to get to see if they like it. Because, like I said, it's pretty underrated.
I think the thing with this game is that Mario Kart's like the racing game everyone's focused on now. But I
Yeah.
still think that they're very two different kinds of games. I kind of want to choose, or I'll do the zebra
Yeah.
only because of the zebra print. I think that's cool.
Yeah. But I've been having a lot of fun with this game so far. It looks really good. How does it look on the GameShare side?
Fuzzy. Actually, do you want to check out like a GameShare game on your end? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what game it would be. Does Mario Kart World support GameShare or no?
I'm not sure.
Because I'm trying to think, what game could we do GameShare on? Or actually, maybe Captain Toad again, just so you can
Yeah,
like compare it. Yeah, the thing is, it's definitely more focused on performance than visual fidelity, but still fairly acceptable.
yeah. But I think it's cool in general that they kind of brought back the idea of download play, because that's something that I missed from the Switch One, like during the Switch 1 generation. Because I liked being able to like play games with people who like actually didn't have one. Like if we had like a certain game that was fun to play like in multiplayer, it wasn't usually an issue if someone didn't have it for like DS or 3DS.
What is going on with this game? Like the red boost pads, to avoid those?
Oh, you have to press X to change your color, and the color that you are, like the color that your vehicle is the color that will boost you on those things. So you have to keep switching between them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, this
So
is
you
like one of my first times playing this. I tried it out a little bit, but not much.
and also check your boost. Press R to like boost, and then press L to jump. If there's like a big gap, sometimes you can like gain a little bit of ground by like jumping. You,
Yeah, or it's not working how expected. I'm not doing too well, but that's okay.
yeah, this game, there's a learning curve here, kind of like F-Zero. It kind of takes some getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty satisfying.
It's definitely a different kind of game than F-Zero, despite some similarities. I
Yeah.
was kind of expecting it just to be like this or legally distinct F-Zero, but it's more than that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the difference between like Anton Blast and Wario Land.
Or Pizza Tower. I was actually thinking of a similar comparison.
Yeah. I would say though it is a little closer to F-Zero than Pizza Tower is to Wario Land, but
Right.
there is still some difference there.
All right, now it's starting to click.
But yeah, you kind of have to get into a momentum of trying to like collect the coins. You have to collect those coins to get a boost. Like boosting and then switching your color to use the boost pads. That's kind of like a gameplay loop that you kind of have to get used to. But I think it's really fun, and I think it's really impressive visually for the Switch 2 as well.
I will say Mario Kart's definitely more visually impressive than I thought it was going to be. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think it looks really good. Like like you said, it's before it's not the most visually impressive game, but I feel like there are certain elements like Rainbow Road and different things that do look really good. But with this game in particular, Fast Fusion, I think this is one of the most impressive looking games on the Switch 2.
How's Cyberpunk?
Oh, it looks really good. I am really impressed by that. Hey,
Congratulations, Reese!
let's
As I'm
go.
struggling.
Yeah, I definitely struggled a lot at first, but once I kind of got used to it, it's but we'll try out one more round of Captain Toad after this.
All right. I got 10th place! All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share Captain Toad with you and you can check it out.
Actually, let's play another Odyssey level.
I was thinking of Mushroom Mesa. That's a good one. We could do Odyssey.
Okay. Let's do the New Donk City one. But yeah, it does look a little fuzzy, but it still looks decently good. I would say it doesn't look that bad. I would say it looks acceptable for what it's trying to be. Like it does run well and everything. The frame rate's fine. It's just like the resolution is a bit fuzzy there. I think this would be better in like handheld mode, which I think is the kind of the intention.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm just a little surprised the Nintendo Switch didn't have GameShare to begin with. That was a staple of the DS, and to a lesser extent the 3DS. I think the thing with the 3DS is that a lot of its multiplayer games, with a few exceptions like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Party Star Rush, they required you to have 2 copies of the game. Like in New Super Mario Bros. 2, in order to play multiplayer, you needed to have another copy of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas in the original, you could just play Mario vs. Luigi. You didn't even need a second game card. That was great, and I'm glad that it's returned.
Now that we have like GameShare, I think it would be really cool if they brought that mode back, like Mario vs. Luigi. That would be really cool.
Be cool for Super Mario Brothers Wonder to bring it back.
Yeah, maybe that will be what they're doing with the Switch 2 edition.
Although, to be real with you, I hope that they don't rely on Nintendo Switch 2 editions like they did with Wii U ports.
Yeah.
I want new games!
Yeah, I think they're gonna handle them like they do with, like how they did with certain DLC packs on the Switch 1. Where it's gonna be, like, in-between game releases. Because it seems like that's what they're doing so far. Like, Kirby is kind of, like, in between, like, a couple of them, as well as Mario Party's, like, right around the time Donkey Kong is releasing. So it kind of seems like something, when they don't have as many games releasing, they kind of have something to fill the gaps.
Yeah, just padding.
Because the amount of games this year definitely does seem like enough so far, because we have, like, we'll probably get one other thing, but we have, like, Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Air Riders, Donkey Kong, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, I think for the most part this year, things are looking pretty good.
It's definitely a year to be a Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah. That kind of brings me back to, like, when playing New Super Mario Bros. Or, like, any of the games, where, like, someone would get the checkpoint flag, while another person was still, like, still small.
Right. What Switch 2 upgrades have you played so far?
I've just played Tears of the Kingdom so far. Well, in terms of, like, well, actually, Tears of the Kingdom, 3D World, and Captain Toad. I haven't tried, like, Breath of the Wild or Odyssey yet.
I still need to try Odyssey, like I said before. It's interesting that I have not tried it out, considering that it's my favorite game, but I mean, we just got a new Mario Kart. That's kind of taking priority.
Yeah.
Another cool thing about the Switch 2 is it lets you know how many hours you put into a game without waiting 10 days for it.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can know how long I've spent on Mario Kart World. I think it was 10 hours when I checked yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on, like, when I was looking at your profile on there.
You want to do the honors and get the Power Moon?
Yep. But yeah, GameShare works pretty well.
That should be the thumbnail right there, the purple toad.
Yeah, stay perky. Yeah.
Find a way to incorporate him.
Yeah. But anyways, those are our thoughts on GameShare and GameChat, and also kind of like a little preview of how it works. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!
Stay perky.